I've had a front row seat to the way a lot of men think they're complimenting you. And I do go in and play the bad cop because I'm like, oh wow. The selfishness and they don't think they're condescending. They think they're being quote unquote helpful. But they're not actually, they don't understand your writing. And so it doesn't matter if they like it.
We had an experience with that recently, didn't we?
There's been a few of them. And it's funny, I'll watch somebody, I have to smack them down for something, and then they go and kiss your ass like you didn't see me smack them down.
Yeah.
And
it's like they expect me to be the nice one, and I'm just over here like, I'm sorry, I'm not well, I'm quiet, I'm not nice.
Well, but it's also, I say, what exactly do you think you're doing here?
Yeah, it also like, what do you expect me to do?
Well, the answer is always, I'm helping.
No, you're not.
Well, did she ask for your help? Did you check to see if this is something that is actually helpful? Because full disclosure, someone pulled shenanigans in an Amazon review, and that's bad. You know, that can cause real trouble for writers, like you said.
Yeah.
You know, this idea that someone was putting up a review just to be nice. They hadn't even properly read the book. It's like, oh no, but I couldn't come right and go, oh, bullshit, right? It was, oh, okay. Who's your favorite character?
Yeah, no, that was.
And it's like, oh, that's very interesting. Why do you say that? The answer, I'll just share this with you guys so you understand why we keep giggling, was, well, he seemed the character most at home in another sort of story.
Yeah, just
actually said that right to song.
Yes.
I don't know where people's brains go.
Yeah, it's like, look, if you don't want to read my fantasy romance, you don't have to read it. Right. I hope you do. I hope you enjoy it, but you don't have to.
No.
Like, you know, there's a rule in like I have like 2 channels on your Discord. The 2 women talking and Song has opinions. And I have a no Warhammer rule.
Right, which is hilarious.
Yes.
And I love it.
It's like, okay, these are my spaces. No Warhammer. But just
you know, and again, this is a philosophical thing, right? Because the whole point of this for me, you know, yes, it's not just being nice to you, it's making a point.
Yeah.
Of these are Song's channels. Song decides what we talk about. Song decides when we change the subject. You don't, I don't. It says Song has opinions for a reason.
Yeah, and like the women talking one, I still have the no Warhammer rule just because it goes off, it always goes off topic. Well, but it's like, you know, that one it's more for discussion around these videos. But Song has a
that, to me, it shows, it trains that other people can set the tone, and that's okay. You know, you don't have to be centered every moment to be comfortable. And it's very rare that we get somebody really fighting that.
Yeah.
But when even it's my name's on the Discord, and I'm like, all right, this is Song's channel. Because the whole thing is like, first of all, fuck, I hate the whole idea of, oh, this is mine. Right. No, I'm more of an administrator. I hate going, this is about me and what I want to talk about. Who the fuck cares? I'm much more interested in just exploring things. But one of the things I think is really important is for people to make space
Mm-hmm.
for others. If you're freaking out just because something is not strictly for you, your your world's going to get very, very small.
Yeah. And like, so yeah, Warhammer's not my thing. So I say no Warhammer in that.
Yet,
But like it's
yet,
because of
yet. The
stop.
minute if the Cavill series comes out, it's gonna happen.
We'll see.
In
We'll see.
Sanguinius, we trust.
But like, I mean, the whole point of why I got there was it's like if Calidus Chronicles isn't your thing, that's cool.
Right,
Warhammer's not mine. We can still get along. Just don't
right.
talk about it in my channels.
Well, and I do think like this used to be a thing that was normalized, right?
Yeah,
Like when you went over to somebody's house, there were things you didn't talk about: sex, religion, and politics.
which it's like I understand why it was important to open up those conversations, but that doesn't mean you completely break down the boundaries of like there's some things you don't say in someone else's house.
I do also think that there is this over, this is going to come out wrong and I don't care, over importance placed on being seen and heard and
Yes.
not enough on listening.
And I mean, I think that is a response to people who especially felt neglected as kids and didn't get the attention they deserved.
Oh,
And now
absolutely.
and now they feel like they have to fight for scraps.
Well, that's exactly what it is. And
Yeah.
that's why I kind of want to be, I want to cultivate conversations where people can get excited about things and have strong opinions and be challenged but not demonized.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I can't help somebody if I'm clearly like with that guy, the who's your favorite character conversation. You saw the snake slithering around, doing the
Oh yeah.
coils, right, about to squeeze. And it just that's one of those ones I give them every opportunity. I
Yeah.
can't let them take it.
Yeah. Especially since it turned out later that they had mistaken the character for another one
I
when they were
figured
skimming.
I figured that was it. The person just remembered the most common name.
Yeah. So it's like to say one, but I mean, to say one character when you meant the other one, it's like, come on.
Oh, I do that all the time, but that's because I watch so much stuff that is so samey. I'm like, fuck it. Every super psycho military guy is Amos from The Expanse.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
Richard and Hammond
Well,
makes
they
me,
are
they are
they
in scenes a lot together.
but they are very different.
Exactly.
And it and if he did mean Hammond, he's completely wrong that he'd be more at home in another type of story. The reason I like Hammond is he's a little pink. He's a little pink. He is the type of, he's a bit like Huey from The Boys, only he actually does have powers. Like he's got that
Yes.
Peter Parker thing going on, right?
Yeah.
He's the nerdy hero.
Yes.
And that's where he's what I wanted Gale in Baldur's Gate 3 to be. And it kind
Yeah.
of is in my head. Like, I'm one of those people who was actually disappointed that every guy in Baldur's Gate was a hard body.
Yeah.
Because it, and again, I don't know if this was just, it happened or if somebody was making a point. But when all your guys are super conventionally sexy, mullet aside, I don't know what's going on with Gale there, but uh super conventionally sexy, and all your women except Shadowheart are monsters. That's a little weird.
Okay. So I know we have to like start wrapping this up,
Yeah.
but like Is there really that much difference between the guys in Baldur's Gate 3 and the Witcher 1 sex cards?
Uh, kind of, in that witchers are sterile.
Yeah.
And so I don't like the way they interpreted this. I thought the cards were beautiful art.
Yes.
That's one difference. Is
Yes.
that the art I felt was appreciating women.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't, let's see how we can be kinky and weird in this scene.
Yes.
Uh, but also witchers are sterile and women do use them as casual sexual encounters where they can't get pregnant or get a disease.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm hearing you say that the sex cards were better.
For me, they worked better, except I don't think because they were never going to do this,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't show the kind of the way they did with Asterion, that he was the one being used.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was how he got people to like him. That was how he kept Cazador happy. He had to seduce people because otherwise bad things happened.
Yeah.
With Geralt, calling them conquests got it wrong.
This is
Because
true.
he's the
The
conquest.
conquest.
Yeah. And I do think that the loss we got in The Witcher from the Witcher games did a lot right, especially The Witcher 3. But the thing that was lost from The Witcher to the first game is the dignity in women with scars.
Yes.
The fact that they got rid of Triss's scars, I think was a mistake creatively.
Yes.
Because Triss is the plain nice one and you root for her. And this is the thing I don't really understand.
God, I hate Triss. I hate
But
book Triss
but
so much.
but the Witcher guys clearly really liked Triss
Yes.
because they shit on Yennefer for 2 games. But I really like Yennefer, but I actually
Yes.
think Triss is better for Geralt in the games.
In the games and in the books
Yeah,
are very different
very
things,
different, very,
granted.
very different. We don't get all of that nuance with Ciri and everything like that.
Yeah.
But they liked Triss enough to center her in the games, but that's not Triss.
No.
And that's one of those things that is very much a statement.
Yeah.
Hey, we like this character so much. Out of the way, Yennefer. Triss is our girl. And yet,
It's not actually Triss.
nothing about what made Triss survived the transformation.
Let's be honest, they just wanted a hot redhead.
And that's where I start. People like, oh, you should. I found out about the games because people kept going, guys I worked with kept saying, you should cosplay Triss Marigold. You should cosplay Triss
Oh,
Marigold.
God.
And then I Googled Triss Marigold and all these naked pictures came up. And I said, okay, we got to talk because what the fuck are you actually saying here? Right. And that was, I hate using this word, but I won't say it was creepy. I was creeped out.
Yeah.
By that, because that was basically guys letting me know they were sexualizing me.
Oh, yeah.
Which, okay, if you're gonna do it, please be fucking chill about it.
Yeah.
Right? That is one thing I do not miss at all. And unfortunately, we live in a world where nobody can just be good. You're either hypersexualized or you're ugly.
Yeah.
There's no in between because the minute a woman appears anywhere, it's Penelope and Bridgerton.
Mm-hmm.
We can't go, this is Penelope. This is an evolution of her story as the girl who was writing the scandal rag.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
She's not an individual anymore. She's, what does this say about women? And that's not fair.
No, it's not. And I mean, part of why I like Penelope is because I do feel represented. She's a curvy redheaded writer.
There is a resemblance
Yes.
between you two. I mean, I understand why you're so frustrated about the styling,
Yeah.
because there is a way to make it work more than what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
But there, it upsets me that she's not allowed to be Penelope. She has to say, or Pen. Hee hee, she's the one that writes. Get it? She's not allowed to be Penelope. She has to be a representative for curvy women.
And that's the thing I was thinking about as I watched it, is like, as much as I like Penelope, she's still the only plus sized main character. And she's a size 10. So yes, she is plus size.
And that's like, that it's funny that that's plus size now,
Yeah.
because that didn't used to be plus size.
No. Granted, she's only like 5'2".
That's what I've been told. Yeah.
So it
So she's plus size petite.
yes.
Yeah.
But like and obviously we have a few more seasons to go, depending on how they do craft the story or whatever. But it's like she's still the only one so far. So it does make her, like, they have plus size people in the background, which does also kind of anyway, but
Yeah.
it's like she's still the only main character who's plus size.
And
So it's like,
that's not reality.
No, it's a tokenization in its own way.
That wasn't reality back then.
No.
I mean, people think that because they see pictures of what things were like back then. I mean, I'm sure you've seen those stock footage of the old like Irish farm ladies back in the day.
Yeah.
And you know, this idea of, oh no, this is what people looked like back then. No, there was, having a little weight on you was considered better.
Yeah, because it meant you had food and money.
Yeah, and probably had enough body fat to menstruate.
Yes.
And it's so strange that, and this is the thing I think is, it cuts across both ways, and I'm interested in your attitude in this as somebody who likes the barbarians. And because I'm completely consistent, right? Because the cutest character in The Boys to me is Huey. I think Jack Quaid is very attractive.
Yeah.
And because he looks human. You know, the deep I want to punch in the face, he's perfect. But, you know, obviously everyone on that show is attractive, but there's just something about him that's like, you know, you get that like literal want to be closer there.
Yeah.
That is not a normal answer. It is an honest one. And I don't believe that tastes are as uniform as people, as Hollywood makes it out to be. I think if we actually, if people were actually honest instead of saying the right thing, the realm of what's considered attractive, I mean, again, A Court of Thorn and Roses, it's furry porn. No, the first sexualized encounter Tamlin and Feyre have, he bites her. Like mid transformation.
Yeah.
And it actually says later, if she didn't want it, she shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
Which is seen as a problematic line, but it wasn't untrue in the confines of the story. You know?
Yeah.
He was out of control. He wasn't himself. It's messed up.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, the whole series is a mess, but that book in particular.
But it really, it's furry porn. It is. And I mean, I love it. I think it's great. I love that it
She's
broke
not saying she loves the book, guys. Just to be very clear.
No, I love the phenomenon. I love that the big best-selling book is furry porn. And it's not just bears. Oh no. It's not just bears, you know? But
they're called the Bat Boys.
Right. Right. Right.
And Sand and his crew are called the Bat Boys.
I mean, they are more human than Tamlin is. Tamlin literally turns into a beast.
Yeah.
And see, I would love to see a broadening of what's considered sexy for men. And the problem is men in North America can't just come out and say, this is what I found sexy. In the Asian countries, they can't.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, one thing I love about Stellar Blade is the fact that the Eve would be about a size 14 based on her height and hip to waist ratio.
Oh, wow. Hang on. Size 14. Well, Penelope is a 10.
And she's 5'2".
Interesting.
I mean, Eve's probably got the same size ass I do.
Yeah.
But she's taller.
Yeah.
Right? She's very tall. So her hip measurement is probably at least 44 inches. That's size hip 14 measurement. At minimum. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm 46 and I'm a 16.
There you go. She's a size 14 tall.
Weird.
Not weird though. Because
I don't think Nicola Coughlan is actually a 10.
She might be. Right? It's tough because American sizes are bigger than up here.
That's true.
Our 12 is a 10, our 10 is an 8, so on and so forth. We're getting more US sizes and it's really fucking confusing. You go to one store, it's the old sizes, new store, it's American sizes. But you know, that's the when I did the late night show and it was just catharsis. It was the old 30s review. Right? That's what I was trying to do with that show. And the most popular dancer was a size 16. It's not political that men like a big ass.
No.
It's not even political that some men like bigger boobs, and not all of them. You know, and
no, I've had guys tell me that boobs are gross once they get too big.
Which, shut your mouth. Like, nobody should talk that way. That's just... And I that's true for women as well. I don't like the way some women are like, short guys, whatever. Like, everybody has their preferences. Mm-hmm. Please be a grown-up and respectful about it.
Yeah.
People can't change that about themselves. And there's all kinds, right? One person may not like that at all. Somebody else may like something completely different.
Yeah.
Sarah J. Maas is just wrong about Lucian. I don't care. But Lucian has excellent taste.
Yeah.
Which finds the one woman in the whole book that is not terrible.
Pretty much, yeah.
Good boy. But she doesn't like him yet. However, jury's out.
We're still waiting on book 6.
We're still waiting on book 6.